Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy for Civil Services. Let us discuss today the Hindi news analysis. Along with that, we are going to discuss about the important topic from the Press Information Bureau, All India Radio, and also to learn new word for you comes under your vocabulary section. Let us have a look of the first important topic of the day. The topic is about only six religion options make it to next census form. What exactly the context is. The next census is going to happen, and here they are going to give in a complete form of digital. So, what are the newer things are added? That is what we need to give a focus. So, related to religious, the next census retain six options for the religions, and also introduction of question based on the bottled water consumption, and also it is the first India's first digital one allowing the citizen to have a comfort of filling their form from their home, and also related to the travel time and metro rail usage by the people. Apart from that, including categories such as acid attack, intellectual disability, chronic neurological disease, and blood disorder in the disability section. So these are all the newer thing were added in the census is going to happen. Few information that we need to acquire regarding this particular topic. So we need to understand the proper definition of what exactly the census is. See, population census is the total process of collecting, compiling, analyzing, and disseminating demographic demographic. So all these together, economic and social data pertaining a specific period of time of all persons in a country or well defined part of a country. So census it is completely basis for reviewing the country's progress, how the country is getting progress in the past decade, that is 10 years. In past 10 years, how the country's process. And also it helps the government to monitor the ongoing schemes which implemented by them. And also the government can plan for the future, what can be done for the future and what kind of schemes can be formulated. And also it provides the instantaneous photographic picture of a community. And census also provides the trend in terms of the population characteristics. Here India has to give more focus because India is the populated country in the world, surpasses the population of China as well. Right. So this exercise undertaken every 10 years in India. The first complete census of Indian city was conducted in 1830 by Henry Walter, also known as father of Indian census, which was conducted in the place Dhaka. Currently, it is in Bangladesh. So first non-synchronized census was conducted in India 1872 during the reign of Governor General Lord Mayo. Lord Mayo. The first synchronized census was taken in the year of 1881. Remember this year by W.Z. Plowden, Census Commissioner of India during that time period. Uninterruptedly, once every 10 years it was taken. So every 10 years in many countries, for example, United States of America and United Kingdom, there every 5 years, there every 10 years. Every 5 years we can take example of Canada, Japan. So these are some other countries taking irregular interval also. So the nodal ministry, like the decennial census, is conducted by Office of Register General and Census Commissioner, which comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs. Right? So these are all the add-on information that we need to know. Moving towards the next article, it is there in your editorial page related to mob and justice. You know about mob lynching, which is happening in India, and the related issue regarding the justice. So, quick justice is required for the lynching cases. So, what exactly the context is? The thin line between culpable homicide and murder under Indian Penal Code law is subject of endless analysis. But it is not easy to accept this nonce distinction in a case of mob lynching. So, a session court in Alwar district of Rajasthan has sentenced four men to a prison term of 7 years for lynching of a Muslim dairy farmer in July 2018. Remember, the case happened in the year of 2018, but the verdict given in the year of 2023. So, it's a late justice, right? So, mob lynching case and about what are the scenarios happening in India and what types that we do have in our country, everything will look. So, first, we need to understand what is this mob lynching. Remember, this mob lynching is a term used to describe the act of targeted violence, targeted violence by a large group of people, large group of people. So, the violence to offense against a human or any property. It can be a public property or private property. The mob always believes that they are punishing the victim for doing something wrong, but not necessarily illegal. So the reason behind of this mob lynching in India, first one is about intolerance. In what kind of intolerance? The act of law and go on to punish the alleged person, assuming the act to be immoral. So intolerance of some kind of act. And about bias. Biases means like completely providing support to one area, one side. You know about India, various castes do we have, classes of people and a different religion, so favoring one particular group or community that biased. And also rise of cow vigilante. So cow vigilantism, right, is one of the crucial reasons that again agitate the growing rise in mob lynching in our country and lack of speedy justice. So any lynching happened means you see this case 2018 it happened, but 2023 was the verdict. And inefficiency of the police administration. Why we used to call it as inefficiency? Because police officers play an important role in protecting the life of people and maintaining harmony among the people. But due to their ineffective investigation procedure, this hate crimes like rising day by day. Right. So these are all the major causes related to the mob lynching. And what are the types of mob in India? The first one is about the theft cases. Any theft case happen means the village people used to tie a man and they'll beat him to death. And also communal based. Regarding the suspicion of child lifting also. And you can take witchcraft as the best example. Okay, then honor killing also there. So these are all the major area that recently the mob cases were prevailing in our country. Right. So preventive measures to be taken and also designated fast track court speed should be there to deliver the quick justice for the victims and victim compensation scheme. We should provide the compensation to the victim's family or if the victim is alive. Right. So these are all the major areas to be focused in terms of to take a measure. Next one is about sedition and its roots in rudeness of as an offense. I think in previous video itself that we discussed fair enough regarding this sedition background because it was taken by the colonial and what exactly the contemporary is stating about the sedition law. But what this article is stating about in March 2013, like March 30, 2023, the Lahore High Court annulled the offense of sedition in the Pakistan Penal Code. Annulment means it is cancellation. So the sedition of Pakistan Penal Code was annulled. But at about the same time here in India, the police started registering a serious number of cases, particularly in the region of Delhi and Ahmedabad, and also arrested several people under this sedition charge. Right. What is the reason behind of those arrests? Including owners of the printing presses involved for posting anti-government and specifically anti-Modi posters across town. That is the reason. You just go through this particular article and read regarding what exactly the contemporary issue related to this particular sedition and the recent verdict given by Supreme Court of India in Media One case as well. Right. Moving towards the next important article in your news page, which is known as CBAM. Okay, which is known as CBAM. What is mean by this CBAM? Remember, European Union officials seek to allay India's concern on carbon tax. The context of this particular article, the carbon border adjustment mechanism, is not intended to be protectionist and only mean to avoid the problem of carbon leakage. Right. So we need to understand here what is meant by this CBAM, like and what are the impacts that is India is going to face, why it is concerned and why this person is telling about it is not intent. So CBAM, which is a part of Fit for 50, Fit for sorry 55 in 2030 package, which is the European Union's plan to reduce the greenhouse gas emission by at least 55 percentage by 2030 compared to 1990 levels within the European climate law. So the CBAM is a policy tool that aimed to reduce the carbon emission by ensuring the imported goods, that is what important for us, imported goods are subject to the same carbon cost as products produced within the European Union. So this was implemented requiring importers to declare the quantity of the goods they are importing to the European Union and also their embedded greenhouse gas emission on annual basis. So how it impact India? Remember, they need to get a certificate also to do import any goods to the European Union. So how it impact India? The first point of impact, that is exports. The Indian exports get impact. How these Indian exports get impact? Particularly the metals such as iron, aluminium, steel products facing a significant threat due to carbon levies ranging from 19.8 percentage to 52.7 percentage. So from January 1st, 2026, the European Union will start collecting the carbon tax on each consignment of steel, aluminium, cement, fertilizer, hydrogen, etc. Okay, so now export, that is the first threat. Next one is about carbon intensity and higher tariffs, and also risk to export competitiveness. This is very important for us, and this is going to be impact for our country as well. It will initially affect a few sectors but may expand to other sectors in the future as well, such refined petroleum products, organic, chemicals, pharma medicals, textiles, everything is going to get effect in the future. Among the top 20 goods imported from India by European Union. Right. So, like rising tension for us. So, what kind of measures that India can take? Decarbonization principle we can follow. Decarbonization principle, and also negotiation. We can do negotiation with the European Union in terms of tax reduction for the Indian imports to that region, and also transfer of clean technologies, and providing incentive to the greener production from India. So these are all the major steps can be taken to overcome this particular issue. Right. Moving towards the next article, it is related to India-Nepal relations. So India, Nepal may sign pacts on energy and water during the visit of Prime Minister of Nepal. So 4 day visit, official visit is going to happen. So during that time period, Government of India as well as Nepal is going to sign a different pacts on energy as well as water For this article, we need to know about a little bit background knowledge regarding the relationship between India and Nepal. So, just have a historical ties here. Nepal is an important neighbor of India. You know that very well because we are sharing the cultural importance in terms of Buddhism and Hinduism. Particularly, you know about Lumbini is the birthplace of Buddha, which fall in Nepal only, right? So these two countries not only share an open border and unhindered movement of people, but they also have close bonds through marriages and family ties. So the treaty signed between India and Nepal in the year of 1950, which is popularly known as India-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Right? The treaty talks about reciprocal treatment of both the citizens, Indians as well as Nepalese. So the establishes national treatment for both Nepalese businessmen in terms of the goods, and also it will give Nepal access to weaponry from India as well. Okay, weaponry from India as well. And also, we need to understand here the mapping concept as well. What are all the states in India sharing the border with Nepal? So we can take this part as a mapping. Okay, Uttarakhand, Uttarakhand, then West Bengal, Sikkim, Bihar, and Uttar Pradesh. These are all the five states which sharing the border with the Nepal. Okay, so the two importance for India can be studied, which is their strategic importance because it plays a key role in terms of India's national security also. Then their place in India roles perception in the international politics as well. International politics as well. Right? Nepal is in the middle of the Himalayan region as well. So along with the Bhutan, so that is the strategic position of the mapping of Nepal, right? Many Hindu and Buddhist religious people used to take pilgrim in Nepal as well, right? So just go through what are the areas of cooperation so far between India and Nepal for your add-on benefit. Next article it is about the Indus Water Treaty, center providing advice to Jammu and Kashmir to scale up efforts for better utilization of the Indus water. So it's nothing but the central government advised the administrative people who were there in Jammu and Kashmir to utilize the better utilization of water from Indus water, treaty. Let's have a look of the background of Indus water treaty. I'm just going to give you the gist what exactly this Indus water treaty in short, so that it's easy for you to understand. India and Pakistan, both the countries signed a water treaty in September 1960, which was mediated by World Bank, right? The treaty is all about setting up a mechanism. Remember, this treaty signed after 9 years of negotiation between the two countries. So, setting up a mechanism for cooperation and information exchange between the two sides. You know about Indus, along with that, five tributaries, total six rivers. That five tributaries are Satluj, Ravi, Bees, Jhelum, Chenab. So, as per this particular treaty, the key provision is about water sharing. How India and Pakistan is going to share the water. So, two fringes we can divide. One is western, another one is eastern. So, the western rivers are going to utilize by Pakistan, and the eastern rivers are going to utilize by India. So, how much percentage and what are all the rivers? So, western rivers such Indus, Chenab, and Jhelum, all these three rivers for unrestricted use to Pakistan and agriculture and domestic uses by India by three eastern rivers, which is known as Ravi, Bees, and Sutlej, unrestricted use to India. The sharing percentage is 80 percentage to Pakistan, 20 percentage to India. Okay, this is called water sharing. So for the purpose of not getting any issues, a permanent Indus Commission was appointed. Okay, it also required both countries to establish their each permanent commission constituted by their country itself according to the provisions of Indus Water Treaty, and also rights over the rivers. Okay, rights over the rivers and dispute resolution mechanism also. These are all the add-on information. Just go through this article, right? Moving towards the next article, it is related to uh, see, Union Food Ministry counters Congress says fortified rice. It is about food fortification. Here, you need to understand what is meant by this fortification. Fortification is the addition of key vitamins, okay, A and D, to a staple food such rice, milk, and salt to improve the nutritional content. Okay, so the nutrient may or may not have been originally present in the food before processing. So, fortification of rice, according to the Food Ministry, fortification of rice is a cost-effective and also complementary strategy to increase the vitamin and mineral content in diets. Next, Navy ISRO released training plan for Gaganyaan crew. The human space flight is scheduled to be launched in fourth quarter of 2024. Okay, so it's an important step towards realizing India's ambitious Gaganyaan mission to put an India in space. The ISRO released the Gaganyaan recovery training plan at the water survival training facility at INS Garuda, Kochi. Okay, so see, it's a human space flight module. So Gaganyaan is a mission by ISRO. So three flights will be sent into orbit. There will be two unmanned flights and one human space flight. The Gaganyaan system module, called the orbital module, will have three Indian astronauts, including a woman. Right? So these are all the information that you need to acquire. Darjeeling to join the list of most polluted cities of West Bengal. So a recent study by scientists revealed Darjeeling, a queen of hills and a popular tourist destination, may be on the way to becoming one of the most polluted cities, okay, of West Bengal. The study was published in the journal Atmospheric Environment. It is about the air quality in that particular region. That is the reason behind the pollution is happening in the cities. So Darjeeling is also going to join that. That's the point, right? So these are all the important topics of the day from the Hindu. Moving towards the Hindu analysis, like Press Information Bureau. First one is about MTHL, Mumbai Trans Harbour Link, India's longest sea bridge, Sevri to Nahda, 22-kilometer long, six-lane sea. Okay, six-lane sea bridge. That this can be give direct connectivity between southern part of Mumbai and Raigad. And the important complement is distance between Mumbai, Navy Mumbai, Raigad, Mumbai Pune Expressway, Mumbai Goa Highway can be reduced. That is the purpose and also significance of this MTHL. This was inaugurated and it is India's longest sea bridge. Next one is about fastest rollout that we discussed yesterday itself. Okay, uh, the same only it is like repeating. And next one is about online training program for prevention of trafficking of women and children, sexual harassment of women at workplace act. In simple, we can call it as POSH Act. POSH Act 2013. Okay, you need to know the background of this particular act. See, this act, the Supreme Court of India, in a landmark judgment in the Vishaka and others versus state of Rajasthan in the year of 1997. Case K Vishaka guideline. These guidelines formed the basis for the act, this Posh Act. Okay, the mechanism is about redressal of the compliance. Every employer is required to constitute internal and external complaint committee. The complaint committee have the powers of civil court as well. The complaint committees are required to provide conciliation before initiating any inquiry if requested by the complainant. And also penal provisions should be there, and also fine non compliance with the provision of the act shall be punishable. Responsibility of the administration also, right? So these are all the information that you need to understand regarding this particular article. Moving towards the next one, fourth meeting of National Level Steering Committee of Atal Bhujal Yojana. What is this Atal Bhujal Yojana? It is a centrally sponsored scheme. Since April 2020, 8,220 water stressed Gram Panchayats of 229 administrative blocks talukas in 80 districts. Right? Even districts of 7 states, that is Gujarat, Haryana, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh for 5 year period. From simple, 6,000 crore was allocated to this particular scheme. It is sustainable management of groundwater with the community participation. So it is envisaging the participation through the water user association, water budgeting, preparation and implementation, and Gram Panchayat. So all together they wanted to focus on the groundwater increase. The scheme is being funded by Government of India and World Bank in the ratio of 50-50 basis. So you know about identifying the overexploited water stressed areas in the above given states. Next one is about Prime Minister pays the tribute to former Prime Minister like Jawaharlal Nehru on his death anniversary. You need to understand a few information regarding our Nehru. First, India's first Prime Minister. We need to have a few information regarding the same as well. See, just I'm giving you a little bit of information regarding Nehru, which is important for your preparation. Okay, where you can give attention towards it. So first and foremost point that you need to understand about the books which are written by Jawaharlal Nehru. So the first book and popular one is The Discovery of India. The Discovery of India. Then next one is Glimpses of World History. Glimpses of World History and autobiography. An autobiography. Letters from a father to his daughter. So the death anniversary falls on 27th May 1964. 27th May 1964. And also he is one of the popular personality who made that formula called non-alignment movement. And it's considered as the geopolitical accomplishment of Nehru. And also he is the one who responsible for the 5 year plan as well. And also Panchil policy was given by Nehru in terms of to make the neighborhood focus in terms of foreign policy. So likewise, as a first Prime Minister of India, what are the things? And also democratic socialism, we can take democratic socialism and linguistic provinces like linguistic state reorganization committee was appointed in 1953, right? And also final term as a prime minister was troubled by the Sino-Indian War 1962. So when he was in the final days, this is what happened. Like these are all the order information as per your examination point of view. We need to give attention. So India Defence Conclave, defense and space sector joined together. They want to come up with dual use technology, space technology, and all. So Dr. Jitendra Singh also pointed out that Union Cabinet approved National Quantum Mission at total cost of over 6,000 crore rupees from 2023 to 24. That goes till 2030 to 31. So National Quantum Mission is your value added here. So National Quantum Mission is implemented by Department of Science and Technology. Department of Science and Technology under the Ministry of Science and Technology. The mission planned for 2023 to 2031 aimed to seed, nurture and scale up the scientific and industrial research and development to create a vibrant innovative ecosystem in quantum technology. Okay, with launch of this mission, India will be the seventh country to have dedicated quantum mission after the United States of America, Finland, Austria, France, Canada, and China. Okay, so just go through this. And quantum technology, it is one of the field of science and engineering that deals with the principles of quantum mechanics. It's a study of the behavior of matter and energy at the smallest level. Okay, that is subatomic, very smallest scale level. The last part, that is vocabulary for you. Macabre, which means disturbing, horrifying because of involvement, depiction of death and injury. That is known as macabre. Oblivion, which is a state of being unaware or unconscious what exactly happened. That is known as oblivion state. Prolix. Prolix means using or containing too many words, right? Tediously we can call it as lengthy. That is known as prolix. You should not do prolix of your mains answer. Okay, that is the point. Concentrate, consternation. Consternation. It is feeling of anxiety, typically at something unexpected. So four words to improve your vocabulary for the day. And that's all about today. We'll see you on Monday. Thank you. Take care. Bye.